and welcome back to my channel. My name's Lisa and this is part 2 of this Halloween notebook. In the first part we went through and we took a plain old exercise book and we've jazzed it up with the paper, and we've done the inside, we've done the spine, we made and added a central pocket, and we also strengthened the spine with some string just because it was stapled and we wanted everything to be able to stay together as we bulk it out. So if you want to see how all that was done, you can go back and watch the previous video. But this video, in part 2, we're going to go through and we're going to put some dividers in and make these pages slightly more exciting. I'd like to add a pocket here, and we've got all these added extras that we've made. All I've done here is gone again onto Creative Fabrica and chose some of the things, and I've chose to make some into stickers and some I've just printed out on card, cut around the edges and inked them. And so there's lots of different things. There's some witch's hat things. We can make some of these into tags. We've got some pumpkins, we've got some leaves. I don't know what we're going to use, but I thought it's better to have, you know, a bunch of things to choose from. But I definitely thought some of these would make nice tags. So to start now, I'm going to just go, I think, I'm not going to count the pages because I'm not overly fussed if it's too central. I'm going to pick a central spot, which I'm going to say is here. Then we're going to take a page and we're going to put a divider and just stick it to each side of these pages so it's attached to the book. We'll lose a page, but I think it'll be worth it. So what we're going to use, I hear you ask. I've still got the paper that I chose from when I spoke to you last on the last video. I think this first divider, I really want to use this. And I think we'll have one side that and the other side, because we're going to need 2 sheets. What do I want to have on the other side? We could have it back, we could have it the same. A bit boring. We could have it plain. They go well together, don't they? Do you know what? I think I'm going to be boring and have it the same. I am. I've made the decision. So now we know, if you can remember from the last video, the book itself is 17 wide and 25 in height. So I want a bit, because it's a divider, I want it to stick out a little bit. So I just want to trim a little bit off the edges and get it down to about 18. But it will still be 25 lengthways, so we can cut that first. Let's get guillotine. Here we go. And we'll cut the length to 25 first. We'll save those bits just in case, as you do. Okay. So how wide are we actually? 21. We'll start by taking a centimetre off each side and then just holding it up against the book and seeing how much we've got, how much you can see dangling over the side. So that should be 20 now, so let's go to 19. Make sure it's square. Let's cut the wing off a bit, hasn't it, going that way? Well, 17 in the book. I want do I want 18? Yeah, at least just do it. There we go, that's cut off about the same amount of wing, doesn't it? There we go. So next port of call is I'm going to round the edges on this. Not going to do the inside ones, just the outside ones, I think. I might be jumping the gun a bit here. Hold the phone. Hold the phone, I might be jumping the gun. Do we think that's too much? Do you know what I'm going to do? Another decision's been made. Another on the whim, on the fly decision. I'm going to use this. And we're going to cut in our side tab. So we're going to cut. Don't want it to be right near the top. And put it in there. Yeah. How long do we want our tabs, I hear you ask? Five centimetres? Yeah. This is why I said hold up, I'm jumping the gun a little bit. Because I don't want it sticking out all the way down. If I did it like I was just going to do it, it would have been all the way down, but I want a tab. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut this bit off the top, and we're going to cut all this off here. Ta-da! Ta-da! There we go. Then we're going to get a corner rounder. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Yeah. That makes more sense. So let's do the other one. But let's bear in mind it's going to be like this. So we need to do it here. But we want it to be, I'll just keep it on top like that, I think. Yeah, and then there. There is actually marks on there. I'm not just guessing how long. There's little indents there. I don't know whether you can see them, but I've gone on the max one that's just near the 5. Okay, goodbye to this bit. Oh, do you know on the last video where I buggered that ruler up? Oh, it's going to have to go in the bin because I keep catching it. I'll round these corners off as well. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the glue. It's probably a bit much. But that is also fine. I'm just going to go right into the edges on that tab. Get it as thin and evenly spread as possible. again, like I said in the previous video, there's probably a lot more elegant ways to do this, but I've just gone at it like a bull in a china shop. Okay, so I'm just going in my book, I'm guesstimating the middle. No rhythm or rhyme, just a guesstimation, and I'm plonking this in. And I'm turning one page over. This is one page we want it to be stuck to. There we go. Okay. I will go through and see if that needs any more glue. It does in that corner there, but I don't want to go in and do it while I've got this glue on this tab. So we're just going to leave that like that a second while we do this side. I really want to press that glue down. There we go. Now I'm not too fussed about that either. I didn't want to go right into the edge because that will hinder the fold, but we can stick some washi tape in there just to make it a bit nicer. Because the more we stress that spine, the more chance there is of it pulling and ripping, and we don't want to go through all this effort and then have a ripped spine. So here we go, just doing this part. I'm going to give it a nice thick coat. And if you wanted to, just chop that off. But I'm going to go through and I don't want it to look perfect, you see. I want it to look, the point is it's Halloween. I want it to look grungy. I don't want no cute Halloween. I want like it looks like it's been left around for 1,000 years, and maybe not 1,000 years, hey, but you know what I mean. And it's got filthy, and it's been handed down from generations. And one of them's a bit quirky and likes. One of the ancestors is a bit quirky maybe, and I don't know. It's just a thought, just talking out loud, the thoughts I had when I was deciding what papers and stuff I was going to use and what I wanted it to look like. Because you could use the same process, exactly the same as what I'm doing now, and use pretty, I don't know, pretty white. I've seen, I'm trying to get too many ideas at once out there. Look, listen, look at me. When I was looking for these papers, I saw some lovely white pumpkins, like pretty pink and white pumpkins. I thought that would be nice. But I've chose to have it all grungy and browns and like old papers. You could do it. You could do it with anything you want. It doesn't even have to be Halloween paper. The process, for something similar, it's just the same, isn't it? Just different papers. And even doing the same thing with different papers will make it look like a completely different project. Okay, shall we put something down there? What are we going to put down there? Let's get the washi tapes back out again. I don't know. See, I've got black ones, but they've got gold on them. I haven't got a plain black one. Maybe that one? I don't want to use that one that's on the front again. Got a really thin one there. Oh, that's bluish. That's awful. That one, I think. Yeah. Decisions have been made. It's going to be that one. I keep trying to tell myself I'll and ah about a decision constantly, but until it's stuck down, I'll still keep changing my mind. So I've just decided, go with your first instinct. Just need to get them scissors. Trim that end a bit neater. I'm going to do this side as well. I do like to do it slightly bigger and cut it off. Sometimes it don't work that way, but that's always my plan. Okay. Yeah. Okay, there's the first tab in. So we're going to go through and stick another one the other side of the middle divider. I think could do like maybe a little pocket down there. I don't know, I like that as is. I do feel like it needs a pocket of some sort, so maybe a tuck spot. What we got in our pot. Don't want none of these massive ones, do we? They're also the wrong colour. What else? Do that. Put a bit of glue on it. Oh, far too much glue. Overexcited. Overexcited without a doubt. And if we just glue that in the corner, I'm only gluing down the bottom part. And we can use it for a tuck spot. I think I'd want to put a bit more glue up the side here though. Just to hold that there, just to make it more of a tuck spot there. Oh, it might be nice as a pumpkin actually. I don't know. When I had all these bits and I made all these bits, I didn't really have a plan in my head. I just did what I thought matched the theme. Yeah, tuck spot. Couldn't get to it because of my nails. That's alright, isn't it? What do we think? Suppose you could do another leaf there and have another tuck spot. Got another leaf. Not got one the same. Oh yeah, another tuck spot. We've got something smaller than that. I don't want to hide that back. Yeah. So I say we've got tuck spots there. on the other side. We've got this. Now, just move the book out of the way a sec. We know it's 17. I'm just going to turn it over. Don't want to draw on the good side. Just lining it up. I'm using the guides on the map below me. Move that bit of ruler we broke out of the way. Just chop down there. And then we're going to round the corners. And if you've got, you could either use a round hole punch, but I've got this from my envelope maker, and it puts a notch in. So to notch it there, but if you've got a round hole punch, let's just get this scrap bit of paper. You could put it halfway through, like so, and push it down, and it'll do the same thing. So you could do it either way, but I quite like that. And I'm just going to ink the edges. This was just a leftover piece from, you know, down the spine on the front that we did. It was just a leftover piece from that. So there's the pocket. Do you think we ought to stick something else on the pocket? I know I've got a little black pumpkin in here somewhere. Is that it? No. There's one, but I'm sure there's a smaller one than that. I sat and cut all these out when I was in front of the telly when I was watching. What was I watching? Oh, there. I've got orange on it though. This one, I'm doing it. I don't know what I was watching. It was a good chance it was probably K-pop Demon Hunters, because that is on my telly 24/7. My youngest daughter is obsessed. Absolutely obsessed, she is. And so I tend to do little things like cutting out stuff and that when she's got the telly on, so I don't have to watch it over and over and over and over again. I don't mind it though. Out of all the films there is out there, that's not one of the, it's not a bad one. I don't mind it. I'll stick that there. Yeah, like that. Let's just get this glue. Just using this glue, the tacky glue, just because it's got the thin nozzle on the end. Yeah, it's got the thin nozzle on the end, so it just helps me guide where I want to put the glue, which is just on these three sides. And that's it. Leave the top bit open. And we're just going to put it there. Like that. There we go. Now we're just going to leave that to dry. We're going to do exactly the same around about there. Good to place as any. I mean, if you wanted to, if you did want to count the pages between dividers to make sure they were in the centre, you could, but I'm just eyeballing it. Seems about right. So what shall we use on this bit then? Okay, so we've put that one in. We've added the pocket and we've put some stickers on. I've just put a sticker here because this book has got this on the bottom. I mean, it's not really hurting anything, but on a couple of the pages I've just chose to put a sticker over it just as an added extra detail. So now we're going to go through and put the next divider in. So we're going to find the back quarter, and again I'm just eyeballing where I think the middle is. Around there somewhere, anywhere really. And I've already measured and cut the tabs, and I've done it in exactly the same way as we did these ones. So I'm going to stick them in exactly the same way. Again, we've not gone right to the centre of the book. I'm just going to use the whole weight of the book to push it down. And when I made these tabs, I made sure when I did it, it was in a different place to the other one. If you wanted to, you could even do another one so you've got another tab there, but I don't think the book's thick enough to have another tab in it. I'm just going to use 2, I think. Again, we'll see as we go. I reserve the right to change my mind. And then I'm going to put washi tape down there. I'm going to ink the edges, but I think I'm going to stick my belly band on the front and the back before, so when I ink the edges I get hold of that as well. I think I'm going to use, I've got this part. I don't want to do these pockets. I don't want to fully cover up that pretty paper. Shall we just do corner pockets? I think we will. So we'll just measure this and cut it in half, I think. Hold on, let's use the grid. Let's be sensible and use the grid. And then I think we will just round that edge. Like that. And then that edge. Like that. Yeah? Yeah. I know we've stuck that on there, haven't we? But if we put that like that, it should be alright, shouldn't it? Yeah. I'm going with yeah. I do need to use this. I'm doing it with this big one because I haven't... There's not a lot left in my one with a thin nozzle. And now I've started, I don't really want to stop and change things, and I'll just get on with it. Bite the bullet and get on with it. At least we know it's not going anywhere, eh? There we go. Pocket. Do we want a bit of something on this pocket? No. Oh. She says a bit of something. Do we want something? I think we do want something. But I don't want it there. Where do I want it? Middle. I'm going to go for the middle. I'm getting covered in glue. There we are. It matches that then, doesn't it? Carries it on, keeps the continuity going. And then I want to stick that ribbon on. But that's going to take a moment to dry, that is, isn't it? But we're going to do it, and then we'll go and do this pocket on the back. So, shall we measure it to start with? Which one did we go for? We went for that thicker one, didn't we? Oh, let's tidy that edge up to start with. Like that. Put that in there. So, a bit too long. I'm just guesstimating this, I'm not measuring it. That'll do, I think. I am going to just ever so slightly burn the edges, just to stop fraying. I don't want to set it on fire, I just want to melt the plastic fibres that are in there a little bit. It smells like I set it on fire. It'll just stop it from fraying. Okay, let's be super gentle with this. I'm going to use my spreader just to spread it. At least have a little bit of finesse for this part. There we go. Right, on it goes. No going back now. I just want... There. Yeah. Yeah. That finishes it off nice. But now we just need to wait for that to dry, because I don't want any pages to stick to that. So we'll just give that a minute and then we'll do the back. So this side's dry now, and I've put some bits in. I also had this, which I've decided to glue on there. It was an afterthought, but we've stuck our bits in. Now we're just going to go to the back. Let's lean it up, shall we, just to make things easier. And we're going to stick our pocket in here. Okay, so I've had a tidy round, and this is the final product. So it's really clean on the outside, and we've got our ribbon edges, and you can see our tabs quite clearly. We've got our extra on the spine, and I still really like this photo, but we'll give it a quick flip through. So we've got the pockets on the inside, and we've got some few stickers. We've got a couple of tuck spots here, and the divider with a pocket and some stickers. Then we've got the middle bit where we added in, you could stick some tuck spots on there, to be fair, if you wanted to. Then we've got two big pockets on the inside, sticker, sticker, another belly band with some bits in, and another divider. Same on this side, but remember we stuck that pumpkin on. And then the back pocket that we've just done. I mean, inside these pages, they're all ready to go, ready to write on, but there's no reason why you can't do more. You could ink all the edges if you wanted to, and you could stick stickers on, you could stick washi tape down the edges, anything really. But this is just, I want this to be a blank canvas, so when I go through and I start using it, I've got lots of room to write, and I've got lots of bits to add, and I always like to leave more room to add more things, because you know, you don't want to add everything from the beginning and think, oh, I wish. So it's nice to give it a nice start. But I do wish I'd bought two of these books, so I could do one with all lighter colours, and so I could do a comparison of what it looked like before. I mean, I will get a picture of the before book and stick it next to it over here maybe, so you can see the before and the after. But just for an hour or two for sticking the tabs in and everything, it's really changed the book, and it's going to be a lovely October journal, I think, or notepad if you're in college. If you're in college, I'm assuming you get through, or university, you get through notebooks like nobody's business. But I'm very excited to use this, and I'm going to try and use it before one of my children steal it this time. But here we go. I'd like to know what you think, if you'd done anything differently, if you'd like to see a similar composition book where we're just adding into a plain notebook like this, but with a different style. If you've got a style you'd like to see, you could always let me know that as well, and I will read through all the comments, and if any of you put anything in, I'll be quite happy to get everything together and do some of your requests. I do like this page, it's my favourite. But I will see you soon, and I hope you've enjoyed this little project and it's given you some ideas to jazz up your notebook, so you don't just have to have a plain one from the shop. But again, thanks for joining me, and have a good day.